When Auckland locals Tom and Mandy Greer bought a buggy for their baby, pretty quickly the wheels came off.
We lost a tiny plastic part, probably about 3 cents worth of plastic. We went to Mountain Buggy. If we wanted to repair it, they could only sell us a whole wheel assembly, which is about $70.
Across the country, practical locals are stepping up to do what companies can't or won't at gatherings like this one in Auckland's Te Atatū South, staffed with volunteers like Eric, who has the magic touch with broken power tools.
Young lady, if you could just squeeze that trigger for me.
Like you do on the big
Just squeeze and hold it. Give it a shot. That's good.
But just the first win of many.
I was given this Galaxy a while ago by a dear friend of mine who simply since passed away. So it's got like sentimental as well as practical purposes. I rang a couple of people and emailed a couple of people, and nobody was prepared to even look at it for less than $200.
But after being shown how to replace a part,
I'm not out of pocket at all because my co-master brought me here. And it's $34. What could be better than that?
We have done somewhat like 1,300 repairs in the last 2 years and saved somewhat like $50,000 in terms of repair costs to people.
While repair cafes are keeping devices from landfill, for every phone or laptop that gets fixed, 1,000 end up in the bin.
Electronic waste in New Zealand is an unregulated market. The volume that's kind of banded around is between 80,000 and 100,000 tonnes annually in New Zealand.
Here at Computer Recycling New Zealand, some of that waste is broken down into valuable components.
We are probably on track this year to process about 2,500 tonnes. It's about 2.5 million kilos of electronic waste.
But it's just a drop in the bucket.
It's hard to really get a true handle on it, but you would say that we would be managing 3%.
Meaning that 97% of the waste we produce ends up in landfill.
We can't keep continuing like that.
Paul Smith of Consumer NZ is pushing for a law change that would bring back repairability.
So right to repair is really the idea that if you own a product, whatever it is, and it breaks, then you should have the right to choose what you do with it.
Companies could be forced to provide replacement parts and let you choose who repairs them. Currently, under the Consumer Guarantees Act, if a customer is informed at the point of purchase that repairs or spare parts are not available, the company is not obligated to provide them. However, informed in this case might just mean a tiny note tucked somewhere on your product's website. It's loopholes like this that right to repair could close. Internationally, our allies are already taking action. Australia, the European Union and the United States are all investigating or implementing right to repair rules.
And we don't want to end up being that country that doesn't have any legislation in place, and we're seen as the easy target to say, oh, we can sell anything we want in New Zealand because we can't sell it overseas.
Back in 2021, Environment Minister David Parker told Newshub Nation that a right to repair was strongly on his radar.
I'm personally frustrated. I had a fridge that broke down recently, couldn't get a part, chucked out what was a perfectly good fridge. It was such a waste.
So those rules are definitely coming in, according to you.
Well, I'm definitely interested in them, but the Cabinet decision is not mine.
But urgency seems to have cooled. He's delegated responsibility to Junior Minister, Associate Environment Minister Rachel Brooking. Newshub Nation asked her when the proposed legislation would be finished. She said a bill is proposed to be introduced in the next parliamentary term. Meanwhile, advocates say we're missing a golden opportunity.
I think we've got that advantage that we're small and we've got a very small, confined market. We can do it and we can make it countrywide and we can really take the lead on this.
So while government drags its heels, Kiwis like Tom and Mandy are doing their bit, setting up a tool lending library for locals while getting their own buggy fixed.
So in the end, we found some random person out west that specialises in hoarding Mountain Buggy and other brands' broken things, and they supplied us that part for $5, and it's fantastic. We're lending out like 15,000 tools in the last 4 years, and you know, we have no advertising. It's just word of mouth. So that's 15,000 tools that people didn't need to buy.
A grassroots impact waiting for government to put its own tools to work.